Hello, and what a great day to sew something wonderful. I'm Kia with Kia B.
This is Tech Guy from the Hive,
and welcome to Flosstube for the third time today. So we filmed once, or we started to film once, got about 3.5 minutes in, realized the mic wasn't on, which thankfully we noticed that early on. And then a second time, we got about 15 minutes in, and my dad knocked on the door to come and fix our fence, which if you follow me on Instagram, you've already heard this story. We had some damage to our fence just over the last couple of storms, and it's leaning pretty badly. And so he came out to try and fix that. So, and we didn't film. It's Friday, so you'll see this the same day. We didn't film last night. I've been sick for the last few days, but not with anything related to anything that's going on right now. I have not been sick in that way. I've just been a little under the weather with some other things. So, no trigger warning.
We're good.
We are good. So, we've had a fun week. Lots of stitching things. Thank you for all the comments on our tent idea last week. The kids are loving it. We will sleep. Well, the kids will sleep in the tent one night, and then we have kind of a rough day the next day. And so then they'll sleep in their own beds and do great. And then, so it's just the quality of sleep that they get in the tent is not that great, but they're loving it. And they go in there several times a day. They watch TV, and which we don't allow a ton of TV time in our house. The kids have schoolwork. They have Legos that they build. I mean, they have all the things that boys do. And so they think that is just really special for them. So with that being said, what else did we do this week?
I had a good conference call, a video chat with Coy, Sarah, and Heather, and Scott on Friday. Very entertaining, of course, and really great group of people, and hopefully we'll be seeing a Flosstube from them pretty soon. We're waiting on the lights. I say we like we're part of it, like I'm part of it. We're waiting on lights.
Yes.
So speaking to Coy, another bearded stitcher, hashtag bearded stitchers, that just, he's doing some really cool things, different aesthetic that I would have done, but like seeing other people's work and his finishing project. Cool. He's working on it right now for his friends. Just amazing stuff. So really cool. Excited about the quality of his finishing. Yeah,
which is awesome.
Which is way better than me because I don't like to finish. Like,
he likes to woodwork, right?
Yes, and he has a whole eclectic of skills that he likes to do. So
yes, so we did that, and then we had a conference call or a stitch with us with Chris and Chelsea, which you guys know they come over typically on Fridays. We have Friend Friday, and they come over and stitch for the night. Sometimes our friends John and Betsy will come as well, but we did a call with them. And so that was interesting because Chris is a pharmacist in one of the downtown Indianapolis hospitals. And so it's interesting to hear his take on everything right now, and just refreshing to hear information coming from him who's in that profession. So, so that was really good. Got some good stitching done there.
Got some good catching up time.
Yes, got some great catching up time.
Because their littles are same ages of our littles, and
yes, and we went to high school with Chris and Chelsea, so we've known them
for
a very long time. And then I typically only have one call a week. Stitch with me, I only really have one opportunity to have that call, and that's Common Threaded Stitcher Team. And so a few of us hopped on a call Monday evening and did a little bit of stitching, a lot of Tiger King
references.
A lot of Tiger King references, all those things.
And just catching up with people that are scattered throughout the U.S.
Yeah.
And just making sure they're doing okay. And, usually with me, I like to call someone just to hear the inflection in their voice.
Just to hear the inflection,
yeah. And now you get to hear them and see them. So it was really nice to catch up with Dippy and Kev and Rika for sure. And, just hanging out.
Yeah. So we did that. It was fun. It didn't go too late. Sometimes we'll go till 1 or 2 in the morning. This one was like 10:30, and we were pretty done. So about an hour and a half. It was nice.
It was nice.
Yeah. So so that was my call this week. I did some stitching with Stephanie on Wednesday night, and so that was lovely. We don't do that every week. she's got a lot of stuff going on. I have a lot of stuff going on, so we don't typically get to do that. But without this time, we would have never thought to do that. And we talked about that in when I talked about the finishing for Friendship Garden. Without like this whole thing and being forced to, not forced, but
create other opportunities.
Being in a situation where you don't have the opportunity to see someone face to face. So then having the opportunity to stitch with her. So that was nice that we got to stitch for a couple of hours. So yeah, which was nice.
It was very, very nice.
Yes, we got some really fun things in the mail that we will talk about in our post section. But first I wanted to talk about a company. You guys have heard me talk about them since market. I started one of her kits like maybe the day after we got back from market, like pretty quickly, because I loved it so very much. And that is Avlea, A-V-L-E-A. And Krista is just a lovely person. She's the designer behind Avlea and owner of that. And she's just lovely. She's so energetic. She's so encouraging. She is just lovely. And I'll tell you, these are not, is so contagious. And these are not patterns that I would typically gravitate towards. But I look at them and I start stitching them and I'm just like loving it so much, because here's what she cares about. That cross stitch is relaxing. She does some embroidery too. She wants it to be meditative. She wants it to be
working both sides of the brain.
Yes. And so like right now she's teaching cross stitch. Not right now, but she has been teaching cross stitch to some children who are on the autistic spectrum. And she wants it to be like that repetition, that repetitive stitching. So once you start stitching a pattern, then you're like in that groove and you can just mindlessly stitch. And sometimes that's what you want. Like, I love the challenge of a good pattern, but sometimes I just want my hands going and I just want to watch a movie while I'm stitching or whatever the case may be. And these patterns are great for that.
And side note, I know we're going to spoiler alert a little bit. That's what I had to do this week. I had to put down one to pick up hers to just, you know.
Yeah, with your All Souls band, you had reached a point of frustration.
Yes.
And so he put it down and just started on a Krista pattern. And
I love it a lot.
Just to kind of distract
Just kind of put
yourself
some stitches and nothing crazy, but it was just something like, okay, got it.
So she sent us several kits this week that we want to share with you guys. We're going to be doing these, some of these in a giveaway soon. So I want to go through those with you. We won't show them all because it'll segue into our whips. But oh, I'm missing one.
Which one are you missing?
I'm actually missing two smaller ones.
All right.
Hold,
Hold,
please. Okay,
that was
we
quick.
found them. Sorry. We definitely stole the whole please from Pam and stuff. I'm sorry. Okay, so these are a couple of the kits. And I will say it's going to get crinkly because I have to take them out of the packaging. But I want to show you what a kit looks like from her. And so we will go through that.
And these are really an all-inclusive kits for the most part.
So you're going to get an all-inclusive kit when you buy one from her. You can buy her patterns separately, I believe, and then the cloth separately. Your LNS can order these from her. She's now shipping through Hoffman as well. And so your LNS can order these, which is great. And that's how she really wants you. She wants you to go through your LNS so that you're supporting them as well. So this first one is a rose bit kit. And so this is just a small little guy, and you can see that repetitive pattern there. So a lot of times, like on Tech Guy's whip, he'll show you, well, he won't be able to show you the pattern, but she might only have half of the pattern, and it's because you can flip it and it's the exact mirror image.
Which was awesome.
Yes. So this is like the first kit. And in the kit, it's going to contain, like this one contains a piece of makini, and then it contains embroidery floss, and then a John James 24, size 24 needle. And then the pattern, you guys, is beautiful. So,
it's all in color.
It is all in color. I'll hold it way back here. You're not going to be able to see it in color, but let me see if I can get just like the corner. See, look at that. So you've got the colors really pop. Yes. And so, and it is on this like beautiful, shiny, heavyweight paper. So I've really enjoyed that. Also with her kits, in case you are getting this for like a beginner stitcher or a child or anything like that, she includes all of these great instructions which actually show you like, how do you cross stitch? How does she finish this? As you're working, then what's the care of your piece? And so this is included with every chart, and it's fantastic. So we've got that, and then we have it
was a wealth of information inside.
Oh, for sure. So then she sends you not exactly, she sends you the amount of DMC that she's calculated that you need. So like this one are 2 different colors. Let me see. One is, the red is the 355, and then of course the black is the 310. And then you only need just a little bit of the green. So she sends you a good length of that. So you have it. Sorry, moving it around.
Which I could appreciate, not having a bunch of leftovers.
Yes.
And when I'm done with a kit, I'm done with the kit.
Yes.
So I do appreciate how calculated she is on saving on paper, and saving on the floss and things like that. So I do appreciate
for
that.
sure. And then this is the bikini that we've talked about on our channel a lot since market. And so this is beautiful. And then she sticks her the needle in there for you. But she also serges the edges to every single kit. Every piece of fabric, she serges the edges. And I just think that's great. So with that being said, I'm not going to pull out every fabric and every DMC. I just want to show you what comes in a kit from her. And so there's that. This next one is so pretty. It's a little hard to see because the staging of this picture, there's a lot of milk glass over the actual design. But you can get... and again, this is just repeated over on the other side, down here, and on this side. So that's so pretty. I love that milk glass. And then again, with the instructions there, and then the chart on the back.
Very awesome.
Which, that's what we just flashed the chart so that you can't really see it and hold it far away. Because I just want to show you how great of a color they are. So we don't typically do that.
The packaging, this whole thing is.
Yes, exactly. Okay, then this next one is super fun. And we are going to be doing some of these in a giveaway here soon. So, and then this one is a fountains pattern. Oh, look at that. So pretty. So you've got this page, which is this is a bigger kit. So this is, this is an actual 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And then again, with the instructions on how to cross stitch and then the diagrams and everything. So this is great. This is really like everything that a beginner would need are in these kits.
Yep.
And I think that's awesome. Okay, this one is probably one of my favorite kits she sent. I don't know why, but when I saw this, I immediately thought of Pam. I don't know why. I don't know. But to me, it just looks like very like French country cottage something. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
That is awesome.
And once you figure out the pattern here and the pattern here, like you're just going to go through it. And this uses color 924, which is a beautiful gray, green, blue color.
One of my favorite colors.
I love it so, so much. Okay, and then we've got one more kit before we show the kits that are in our widths. All right, we have this one. That is called a Grecian Urn 3. So she's got a couple of these patterns, but look at that. And this fabric is amazing because it's a different kind of fabric. So this one comes with just traditional 26 count ground cloth. And what happens is the ground cloth doesn't distort as easily as others. And so that DMC can sit on top of the fabric rather than sink into the fibers. And I think that's so cool. So that's why you're seeing that very vibrant full coverage there, is because that happens. That's awesome. This is awesome. So that's a kit as well. And that's one of her bigger kits.
And actually holding it while working on it.
Yeah. It feels good in the hand. It feels like a good canvas almost.
It's very tough, but when you actually start using it, you're like, oh, I like what it's doing. So.
Yes. Yeah. So with that being said, why don't you go ahead and start with your whips?
So I'm just going to go right into the Avlea one that I'm working on. So this is the one I'm working on, the Armenian's ram horn, of course, because I like the bigger pieces.
Look how cool that is, you guys.
Yeah. And this is where I'm at right now. Look at that. Like that is, it just pops.
Yes, it does. like those X's just pop off of there.
Like that's just.
So again, so he's established this pattern, and so then it's just like more mindless.
And that's just the outline
stitching.
of the pattern. There's actually fill in.
Yeah.
From that, so I'm really, really, really liking it. Of course, I
bobbinated the floss.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I wanted to grab that chart before you showed it. So then, yeah, you just bobbinate the floss.
Yep. Which I just took a clothespin, wrapped it up, and then put it on.
Which is how we do our board back here. Which, if you can tell, we're getting ready for Mania. There's lots of holes in our board.
Doesn't mean that we need anything right now. It's just they're getting kitted.
They are getting kitted. We have a huge order coming in from Keepsakes that hopefully will come next week. Oh, we're really hoping so. Okay, so then this.
Benjamin Drew, All Souls Man.
I'm going to hold it back here so you can see how much you've done. And look at that.
So that is, I kept the spiders the way they were. I know I got several comments down below in our last video about, hey, are you going to change it or not? I'm still debating. Right now, I'm not. But I'm at a page break right here. And that's why I did half the skulls with the rope. But yeah, it was to the point that I do not like the page break on it. So I just set it down for a day or two, grabbed the Avlea kit and started working on that. But yes, I'm like last 2 pages at a 6. So this thing is, I've got what, 2 more weeks? So I've got to, I got to stitch it good.
We realized last night he's got to get about a page done a week. Page done a week. Page done a week. So he's got quite a bit, but they're smaller bands.
Yeah, it's like the rest of the sampler of like 1 through 0, 1 through 9 plus 0, and then just really easy. Easy. So
this is where you're at here.
Yeah, the skull's right here.
Okay. So if you see, he's finishing these here. So he's got this bottom, what would you say, bottom third, bottom fourth to do down here. And you see they're like much smaller bands.
Yep.
So, which is cool.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
So I'll be really excited to finish this. This is my 2020 sampler.
Yeah.
I'm ready to move on to a different project, but finish this one. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Okay.
So I'm not a monogamous stitcher right now. I'm working on 2 things.
Getting ready for Mania.
Getting ready for Mania.
Okay, so my Avlea kit that she sent me that I started working on this week because I really wanted to get it together and show you is this one. And I have confessed on this channel before my love of Mad Men. Like, I've watched the entire show probably 6 times maybe. And we just finished watching it again.
Well, watching is kind of a misnomer. I think it's we have it on the background.
Yes, that's
while
true.
We're stitching.
Yeah. Yes. I know like every character, every plot, I love it. I just love that time period anyway. And so, and learning about that time period. And so, when I saw this kit come in, I was like, this 100% looks like a Mad Men kind of something. And so, so this is what I'm working on. And again, with the instructions on how to cross stitch. The chart is beautiful because there are some very vibrant colors in this kit. Let me show you some of these colors. Look at all this, if I can hold this up in any way. Look at those colors. Like those are vibrant, fun colors. And so, so I have been working on that. The only problem is that I now have to rip out. Oops, that's the back. I now have to rip out the center because I'm off. But here is what I've gotten done so far. Which right here, I'm like, oh, I don't really love that motif. But when you look at it as a whole, like I love it together.
Yeah, it's just one small piece of a big pattern.
Yeah. So I'm very excited about this. So that's where I'm at so far. This is her traditional ground cloth. And so, this is not the Makini that we've been working with. And so this is interesting to have a different kind of cloth.
Different fill, different.
Yes. Yeah. So then next let's see. Did I work on this?
Yes.
I did?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Oh gosh, I worked on this a lot.
Yeah. Well, according to your calendar that you wrote down how many stitches you did. You
That's
worked on it.
That's true. So right now I am working on the Peppermint Parlor of Snow Village. And I had a goal this week to get done with the storefront. And I'm done with the storefront, except for the back stitching, which I do all the back stitching very last. So here is what that fold is right there in the middle. But here is what I've worked on so far.
That's awesome.
Last week, I think I just had maybe this window done and a couple of dark green lines. And now I've got this whole house. There was one day I put a good 450 stitches in this guy, 480.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. And so I worked on that quite a bit this week, which was lovely. And I have that in my So Much to Love bag that she gifted me. Then I worked on for a little bit the Be Kind, Be True, which I have to say, you guys, I have been working on this pattern for a few weeks now, which is sad that I don't have more progress done on it, but it's because when I pull it out, I only do maybe 100 stitches at a time. So I need to be more serious about working on this, which is in my goal for April, is to get 480 stitches done in the month of April. So this is Be Kind, Be True from HellofromLizMathews. And oh my gosh, I love this so much. And I started this as a campaign to just remind myself and to be able to remind you as I'm working on it, to be kind, to be encouraging as you are on this social platform, watching other Flosstubers, other crafters, just in general, just be a kind human. And we talk about the importance of encouragement on social media and how easy it is to fall into the temptation of negativity and nitpicking. And I don't want to fall into that, and I don't want to allow it to affect me. And my reaction is the only thing that I can control. And so my reaction says a lot about where my heart is. And so with that being said, I started this so I can just kind of talk about that, keep it at the forefront of my mind. And so I worked on this week, which I'll show you what I think I worked on this on our Common Threaded Stitcher call.
I think you did too.
Either that or I worked on it during Chris and Chelsea. I don't remember. So I've got the grass done. I have 2 more lines of grass that span all the way. 2 more? Yeah, 2 more lines of grass that span all the way across the design. So this is a beautiful, beautiful chart. And Liz is so talented in the things that she's doing right now. And I just absolutely love it. So, lovely. Okay, with that being said, I have a finish.
Of course you do. That's 2 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row?
It is. I have like 5 finishes now for this whole quarantine finish challenge. And I'm here for it. So this is a chart that I had started last fall. I just pulled it out of my stash and wanted to stitch a little red truck because I saw some patterns that were coming out that I didn't want to stitch, but I wanted to stitch a little red truck because that's Christmas to me. So that is this is the tree lot, and it's part of the Hometown Holidays series. And I finished it.
How beautiful.
Isn't that awesome? I love it. I did convert this to overdyes.
It pops.
It does pop. I mean, that red just really like pops in there, and I love it. I have no idea how I'm going to finish that or anything. I just know that that's where I'm at. So I love it. I love that little house. This little house is 100% like Little House Needleworks. That's like a classic Little House. So I love the trees too. Which one is
different designs.
Yeah. Like the different kind. I mean, it just goes to show like at a tree lot, there's a bunch of different kinds of trees. And so that is a finish for me.
Yes.
So that makes 5 for me for Jen Lee's quarantine finish. My kid just also decided to color all over this.
That's all right.
Oh, I don't have one of them listed. I was like, this is only 4. So he decided to color all over that for me.
Gives it character.
It does give it character, I guess.
For sure.
Yes. Okay, let's move on to post.
Post. What'd you get at the post?
Okay, so we obviously got all of the Avlea kits, and that's totally, you were crinkling a lot.
Sorry.
It's okay. So we obviously got all of the Avlea kits in the mail this week, and we were really, really excited about that. But something special came. I got a message a few weeks ago that not a few weeks ago, a few days ago that we had a package coming.
Yes.
And I was really excited about it. From just a viewer on Instagram, and she likes our Flosstubes. So hello. So she sent me this beautiful card. Look at that quilt. Do you ever look at a picture like this and you're like, okay, now I want to make this a pattern? Like, just, I do that all the time. I'll just like look at something and be like, okay, now I want to make that. So, this is from Mary Lou, and she sent us the sweetest note. And something that she said in here is that she really loved the message that we're spreading with the Be Kind, Be True. And that she saw someone actually post a really cute bee applique, and it made her think of me. Well, she works. And so she just did not have time to get it in. She works at I think she said she works at a sewing center. She said they've been closed for a while now, and so she sat at home watching our videos and thought, get the bag done. So she did, you guys. This is a beautiful applique bag. Look at this. And then she definitely did the bee, and then she did this embroidery of Be Kind, Be True.
Which is awesome.
Oh my goodness. And
Gorgeous
then here
bag.
is the back of the bag.
Of course.
Which is so pretty, and it's huge, and she uses the foam, so it definitely like stands up. It has some girth to it. I love everything about it. The little zipper pull, that bee though. And then I'm obviously already keeping Be Kind, Be True in this bag.
How
so
fitting.
The flosses are in there. I had to. I mean, I had to. It says it on there.
Yes.
So Mary Lou, thank you so
Yes.
much. This was incredibly kind. And the fact that you like made this, and I showed it to Liz already, a picture of it, and she was obsessed. She loved it. So thank you so much.
Yes,
that was
thank
so
you.
sweet of you. So what did Mary Lou send for you?
You know, just amazing. So if you're not familiar with this is the Harry Potter newspaper. Kind of goes through all the titles of the articles. Absolutely love. I have never seen anything like this.
I've never seen the Harry Potter newspaper.
No, and I absolutely love
fabric.
it. So I love the purple.
Which,
I
if
love
you've
the
watched Harry Potter, you know that the newspapers have live photos in them. So they change.
So, and in the back, I love it. I just love it.
What is and then the inside is also.
Yeah, of course.
This is so cool.
Yeah, so it is, I swapped one of her bags out.
He stole all my projects.
I didn't steal all of them. There's
most of them.
Yeah, most. But swapping them out, it has a project in there for Mania. So I'm really, really excited to use it. So thank
now
you,
I'm
Mary
starting
Lou.
a good collection of bee project bags because I've got this one from So Much to Love. Sarah and Heather and Coy sent me one. I've got this one from Mary Lou. I'm loving it. That was so kind of Mary Lou to do that. And so thank you for our bags.
Thank you very much.
Very, very much. Okay, the other thing in the post that we got, I'm so excited about. Speaking of Liz, she sent me a beautiful card as well, which I love that. And then she and I had been talking about our sudden love for 40 count. In fact, as we're kitting up everything for Mania, which we are hoping to do our Mania video next week, as we are kitting up everything for, I say that and then, anyway, as we are kitting up everything for Mania, I want to like change everything to 40 count. Not everything, but a good amount of them. I'm doing all of my Prairie Schooler Santas that I have. I have 9 of them. Maybe I have 8. I'm doing them on 40 count. So she and I decided to do a 40 count swap because I would love to try different brands of 40 count. So I had 40 count from Miranda at Weeks Dye Works. She gave it to us at Market. She gave us a yard and I love it so very much. I have Confederate Gray.
Oh,
I've kit up a ton of projects. And so Liz and I decided we were going to share. We were going to swap. And so she was sending me some R&R that she got and PTP. And then I'm sending her some of the 40 count Weeks Dye Works. So she sent me this 40 count Stars Hollow from R&R.
Which is beautiful.
Look at that coloring. It is beautiful. It's in the middle of the day, guys, so our kids are playing. So, and then this is a 40 count Shadow from PTP, which is so pretty. That's awesome. I love it. So that was really exciting. So, Yes, and then she sent me a Be Kind, Be True to give to one of you all. And I actually thought we are going to send this to Mary Lou because I know she does not have this. And so Liz sent me this as a giveaway. And so Mary Lou, if you would email me your address, because I do not believe... Oh, you know what? I have it. It was on the return shipping label. So I'm going to send that off to Mary Lou because that just meant so much to me. So...
Awesome.
That was a lovely package from Liz,
Very
and I
lovely
really,
package.
really appreciated it. So, yeah. Let's see, plans for us this week. As soon as we are done filming this video, y'all, I am finally going to film this planner video. So this is my 24 hours of cross stitch planner. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily 24 hours. It's a monthly planner that Jen Lee put out, and she is the founder of 24 Hours of Cross Stitch. And so I use this inside this planner system, and I've been promising that I was going to do a monthly video, and I didn't do it for February and I didn't do it for March. So we are doing it in April. It's just a little bit late. So some things that I know I'm going to talk about are my whip sheets. So I've made whip sheets for each whip that I have. And then, which are dwindling because I'm getting finished. And then I'm going...
more for mania.
What?
It just means more for mania.
More for me. That's true. Because, yes, the way I'm doing mania is the more whips I get in the month of April, the more spots that open for me in the month of May. That's how I'm doing it this year. So I'm going to walk through this planner and kind of what I'm doing for... Like this is April, this is April, what I'm doing for that. There is different inserts that Jen includes, like, let me show you. 2020 finishes, which I need to update this because there are some more on there, which is awesome. Let's see, I've included a kits list, so these are everything I have kitted up currently. Then, yeah, these are all things, a whip list, and then 24 hours of cross stitch if we're actually doing the marathons. So I'm going to go through that all today. I'm going to do a top-down view, and we're going to just walk through this whole planner process for me and how I use it. Awesome. So look for that video coming as well. I will probably wait until this is posted to film that, so you should see that later this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah. So... All right, well, I think that's it. Oh, I'm sorry. What are your plans for... I just said what mine are. What are your plans for this week?
Working and stitching.
Yeah.
Side note, if you guys haven't, seen McMillions, that's what we're on right now.
Oh, Kef, look up right now. So, Kefren talked about McMillions a few, probably 2 months ago on their Flosstube, and we don't have HBO, so we couldn't watch it. Y'all, HBO is free right now. If you download their HBO Go app, you can get it for free. If you don't have a way to download that, you can go to, if you have Apple TV is offering HBO a 7-day free trial, and then you can cancel it before it is the normal $14.99 a month. And so we are watching McMillions right now, and oh my word, it's insane.
Thanks, Kev.
It's insane. It's a documentary all about the conspiracy, which I am not a conspiracy person at all. It is all about the conspiracy behind the McDonald's Monopoly game and how it was fixed the majority of the time that game ran.
Right. Not because of McDonald's, as of right now.
As of right now, we know it's not.
We know.
We just finished the second episode.
Yeah.
So as of right now, it's at no fault of McDonald's, but.
So if you don't know who Kefren is.
From Snug Harbor Crafts.
Snug Harbor Crafts. Her and her mom, Debbie, sweethearts, great people. But thank you, Kev.
Yes.
Thank you, but no thank you.
Yes, so now we're addicted to that. So we'll finish watching that, I'm sure.
Yes. Other than that, stitching, I want to get... I got a lofty goal of finishing All Souls Band by the next time we film.
Finishing the whole thing?
I'm going to try to do it.
It's a pretty lofty goal. I would say finish one page before next week.
Are you going to stitch it?
No, I'm saying that should be a goal.
I'm going to get it done.
Okay, people.
I'm going to get it done.
Oh,
and then next week, I'm like, I didn't get it done.
He's going to be so stressed about it.
So anyway, that's my goal. Have fun with the boys. Work, have fun there.
My dad brought them donuts this morning, so they're
on a sugar high.
Hyped on sugar.
because they've trained him. Every time he comes over, there's some type of donuts.
Yes.
So they go nuts.
Dad jokes for days.
Got him.
All right. Well, we hope that you guys are having a safe time. We hope that you all are staying safe, that you are adhering to the guidelines. And yeah, so that's all we want to talk about it, because we do want to keep this space a positive and encouraging space. And there are so many things positive happening out in the world right now. John Krasinski, if you know who that is, he's the guy from The Office. He's Jim from The Office. He has started a hilarious, like absolutely hilarious and uplifting talk show from his home. And y'all, I cried this week at his, I had not watched one yet. They had popped up in my YouTube as suggested videos, but I had not watched one yet. And so he basically is sitting in his home office, and behind him, he has colored with permanent markers SGN, and it's Some Good News is the title of his newscast. And so it's very much a camera like we have set up, and he just films with that behind him. And then like part of the way through, like a newscaster, he'll turn to the side and there's like a second camera, and over on this side is a small piece of paper that's meant to go up here like a pop-up, and it says SGN. So it's just funny. He shares uplifting stories about things that are happening in the world right now. This week, what made me start to cry is there was a little elementary school girl who was so excited to go to the show Hamilton. It's one of her favorite shows. And she was so excited to go see that. And because of everything going on, it was canceled and she was not allowed to go. So I don't know if you know this, but John Krasinski is married to Mary Poppins. And
the real Mary Poppins.
and, no. Emily Blunt. So he's married to Emily Blunt, and they worked together to surprise her with Lin-Manuel and all of the cast, and they did a live Zoom call with her where they sang her a song and she got to sing along with them. So cool. And it's gonna make me start crying again, because it was just so uplifting and encouraging to see that there are so many good things happening right now in the midst of all the struggle. And so and you know how close that encouragement bit is to my heart.
Yes,
so
to our hearts. If
you have time, go check that out. It's just a fun little 20-minute series. I don't even know that it's 20 minutes. And it's just some good news stories that maybe aren't being brought to the forefront right now on our news stations. So with that being said, thank you for joining us this week. We will see you next week. Bye.